we now know why her shot was off. I'll explain that a little later on. Caitlin has been injured probably for a week or two, maybe a week, 2 games. The 2 games that her shot was off, the dream game and then this last game, but she put it together, that was an indicator to me that she has been playing hurt. But I have to tell you, she was hurt before I got the lucky basketball. So you can give me that mulligan. I do think that Caitlin was playing hurt. They knew it. She was strained and she was pressing. And then she went into Superman mode. Super girl, super woman, super whatever, super person if you're woke. She went into super thing mode and just blew the roof off of that arena. You saw it. If you're watching this podcast, you saw it. Blew the roof off, right? And you're like, how does she do this? It was crazy. She had 2 incredible plays. They still lost. So Caitlin's pressing. We knew she was pressing. Her shot had been off for a whole game and a half. Literally. She wasn't hitting shots for a game and a half. And I'm like, and I told you guys, something wrong here. Something's not right with her. And I thought maybe it was psychological. Maybe she's pushing, pressing. These things happen. I thought she needs to I personally was thinking maybe she just needs to take a break. One of the things I do want to say is it makes sense now why she's been off for these 2 games. I just mentioned it earlier. I believe Caitlin's been playing hurt. In fact, I know she has, clearly. You just don't develop a left quadriceps strain overnight. And I was thinking, I did a TikTok before this, and I was thinking, so what do we make of this? Well, the first thing I thought was she scrimmaging yesterday? Because they could have, right? They had a day off. And then, I realized, after I kind of woke up, I dropped the TikTok and was like, no, wait a second. No, this is something that's been lingering. Then I'm like, let me go on and do this. And while I was setting up, it totally occurred to me, oh, she's been hurt for 2 games. This is that. And they're putting her on the shelf. So they have a little bit of a bump, 3 days, which is nice. So they had to take advantage of that. And clearly she's probably woke up really, really sore, really, really maybe swollen. And the doctor's like, and she probably has a doctor check-in every day. You realize that, right? She has a phone call every day when she goes on the days that she's probably not scrimmaging or going to the arena, or so when she goes to practice, they do a check-in with the trainer, then a check-in with medical if they need to. They're always checking the GOAT. You have to. She's a $1 billion franchise. Well, that $1 billion franchise is going to be on the shelf. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking they finally hurt her. I think she probably just hurt herself. It's a tough game, and she presses. She's trying to hit those big threes for you guys. She's trying to take care of the people. So I think she's been hurt. I think in the Atlanta game, she was hurt. She scored, 11 points or something? It was just like the lowest output she's had in months. And it wasn't a typical Caitlin game. Her shot was way off. Now it makes sense. In fact, what's at the last game? She jacked up a 3, and it was way off. It hit the backboard. In the dream game, she had an air ball. In the last game against the Liberty at home, she shot this weird off target shot, hit the backboard. It was way right. It was so weird. And the action was fast and furious, so there wasn't a break in the moment so that we could talk about that and linger on it and the announcers mention it. But that was crazy. So it made sense. And if you're just joining me, Caitlin Clark is out for 2 weeks or more with the left quadriceps strain, and we're breaking that down. And I just think she's been hurt for at least a week, maybe more, playing through it. Look, that's pro sports. The great ones play through injuries. There's a silver lining. We'll get into that in a moment. But I do want to just talk about the whole concept of her playing hurt and been hurt. So for those of you, the haters who watch this, because I got a lot of haters who watch this, who are waiting for Caitlin Clark's downfall, I have to tell you, this is something that is not because she was hurt or people that are worried about that on the court. She wasn't hurt on the court. She's been playing hurt because she's that good. So she has been still playing a lot of minutes, and Stephanie reduced her minutes. You notice Stephanie had her on the bench a little bit more, and we were like, why are they sitting Caitlin in weird times? The injury. So Caitlin has been injured, and it makes sense now that they're announcing it today, where there's a break, because when you there's something about not playing for a couple of days, your leg freezes up, your quad freezes up, and then it demands that you need to respect that. Plus, she had 2 bad games numbers wise, and that's not going to get any better. She has to get healthy. Now, they're probably saying 2 weeks at a minimum, because you don't want to play with that, and that's her shot. And it could be a worse injury if you continue to, any injury could get worse. You don't want to play with that. So, and we'll get into it in a moment. I'll screen share and show you where the quadriceps is to help you understand my theory is correct. When I looked at the injury, like when I was like playing doctor on the internet, Dr. Jason, when I looked at the injury online, or what that looks like, I was like, oh, this makes sense. She's been playing hurt. In fact, let's just jump to it right now. Let me just show you. I can do some screen sharing right here. Okay, and let's do this. You should see. Okay, cool. Let me take this off. Okay, so here we go. This is the left quadriceps. There's your quad muscles. Guess what? It's your leg bones, baby. Okay, so your quad muscles. Okay, this is where the action happens for Caitlin Clark. Her left one. Let's see. I guess, yeah. If you're staring at this, this is her left, where she probably plants and where most of her energy comes from. If you guys watch Caitlin Clark's game, you will know that she always moves to the left to get that freedom of shot. Her biggest 3-point bombs come when she's moving to the left, and that's what they try to take away from her, that left side. So as you can see, this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with the quadriceps that are on her left side, and that's obviously a clear indicator her shot was off. All right. So I'm not Dr. Jason or anything, but I got to be honest with you. This is an indicator to me. She's been playing hurt. This just doesn't develop overnight. As you can see, this is where the injury is. If you guys are joining us, Caitlin Clark is out for 2 weeks at the minimum, just announced by the Indiana Fever because of this leg bone. Knee bone connected to the leg bone. You got a leg bone problem. Not the bone, sorry, the muscle. I'm just trying to be funny because, it's the internet. Thanks for joining me, guys. But yeah, she's out, man. It's crazy. Caitlin's out. And she's out because of this strain here. And as I was just explaining to you, if you know her game, she moves to the left. Boom, that's where that's where the magic happens. She can get that separation on the left, and she's draining that three. She's not stoppable. She cannot be denied. And as we've been seeing in the last 2 games, her shot's been way off. And this is an indicator that she's been playing hurt. So whether that's good or bad, I don't know, but that's the fact. And that's what she's doing for that. She's doing that for you guys. That's what she's doing. She's playing hurt because she wants to win. She's that much of a gamer. So she's going to be out for 2 weeks or so, and even more maybe. You don't want to play with that. And like I was saying earlier, it makes sense to me now why her shot's been off for a game and a half, why she's been struggling. She's been playing hurt, playing on that hurt quad. And also Stephanie was giving her weird breaks. Sorry, I hit my lucky basketball. Stephanie was giving her weird breaks, and we were like, why are they putting her on the bench so much? She played less minutes, I believe, in the last game than she's played in like a year or two. Like, she's never under 40 minutes. Rarely. She was under 40 minutes last game, and now we know why. I'm just being realistic, saying that's probably why she's had bad games for the last game and a half. Now, she blew up like a monster and really forced it, and she's been pressing, but if you have noticed, her shot has been off. She's been way over to the right on her shot. She's overcompensating. I don't think she got injured during a game in particular. I just think it's an attrition injury over time. And after looking at where the injury's at and looking at how her shots been the last game and a half, we're like, what's going on with Caitlin Clark? What is going on with the GOAT? I knew something was not right. I didn't think she was injured because she puts in maximum effort. It's crazy how hard she works. I didn't think it was an injury. Turns out it was a lingering injury. And if you notice, Stephanie had her on the bench a little bit more than we had really anticipated. She has been taking more minutes off, weird substitutions with her. And now we know they were trying to give her a little rest because she was dealing with that injury. And that injury has come home to roost. She was really pressing. It makes sense now why she was having bad games. She had a bad game against the Dream, and she had a bad first half against the Liberty, and she's been missing free throws, right? So all of this makes sense now. It makes sense. I believe she's been playing hurt for at least a week, maybe longer. Who knows? She might have been hurt from the beginning of the season. I don't think it was a particular game she got hurt in. I just think it's over time of practice, pressing. Obviously, she's planting in the game. She's not an average human when it comes to athleticism. So she pushes herself beyond what normal people would push themselves, and this is what you get. So I believe she's been hurt.